The Shark Deck.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Former Vanity Fair editor-in-chief Graydon Carter says Harry and Meghan will live to regret not keeping in touch with the royal family. Carter said that will come back to haunt them at a certain point. They have no cousins that they see, or uncles or aunts, and they don't see grandparents except for one, likely meaning Meghan's mother, Doria. Carter also commented on the decision to live in Montecito, saying there is nothing to do in the area. It's a 40-minute drive from LA. There can't be many kids there because young families can't afford it. They have too much attention. For people like that, unavailability is your greatest asset. If you're out there too much, the public has a chance to get sick of you. I think they've made every wrong move you can make. Former BBC royal correspondent Jenny Bond says Megxit has had a major effect on one couple, but it's not Harry and Meghan, and no, it's not Kate and William. She told OK, arguably the departure of Harry and Meghan has affected the lives of Edward and Sophie more than anyone else. They have always done their fair share of royal engagements, but now as Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh, they are recognised as senior and key members of the royal family. Their children are older than William and Catherine's, so they don't feel quite the same pressures to be home with their kids. They really are playing a central role in the new slimmed-down royal family. Royal correspondent Danielle Stacey says not to make a big deal over the royals ignoring Lilibet's birthday last week. She explains, in recent years, and certainly since King Charles III's reign began in September 2022, we have only seen public messages from the royal family's social media accounts for working members of the royal family, such as the Prince and Princess of Wales and their children, the Duke and Duchess of Edinburgh and the Princess Royal. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex stepped back as senior royals in 2020 and no longer carry out royal duties. Similarly, the palace doesn't typically share messages on the likes of Princess Beatrice, Princess Eugenie and Zara Tindall's birthdays, nor their children's special days. Meanwhile, with a new royal baby, Ernest George Ronnie Brooksbank, we have a new line of succession. Well, you likely know the top names. Let's see where Ernest sits. William, George, Charlotte, Louis. Harry the Spare is number 5, followed by his 2 children, Archie and Lilibet. Number 8 is still Prince Andrew. As the oldest daughter of Prince Andrew and Sarah, Duchess of York, Princess Beatrice is next in line after her father. And at 10, 100 points if you know this one, Sienna Mapelli Mozzi, who is Princess Beatrice and husband Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi's daughter. Princess Eugenie is 11th with her children, August and Ernest, at 12 and 13. Elizabeth's youngest son, Prince Edward, is 14, and Princess Anne, whose place falls under the older male-dominated rules, is at 17. Palace Intrigue will be right back.
I'm Kate.
And I'm Corinne.
We host the podcast Pop Fiction Women,
where we deep dive into the best books, TV, and movies,
as well as the women creating them.
So who are we?
Corinne is a lawyer who worked on Wall Street. She loves psychological thrillers that keep her guessing and has a soft spot for messy women trying to break cycles of addiction and self-sabotage.
And Kate is a litigator who worked at some of the top international law firms. She loves romantic comedies that keep her swooning and has a soft spot for the ice queens who learn to let their heart lead over their heads.
We cover a range of content like When Harry Met Sally, Fleabag, Yellow Jackets, Normal People, and Tell Me Lies.
And we also interview your favorite authors like Emily Giffin, Tia Williams, and Rebecca Searle.
Where we always ask the most important question of all, what's your sign?
Subscribe or follow Pop Fiction Women wherever you get podcasts.
During the week, Kate Middleton made a surprise visit to the Windsor Family Hub, where she heard about how it provides a lifeline to families needing emotional and practical support. The Mirror reminds us the Windsor Family Hub is run by Achieving for Children, which provides children's services for the area, including support for early years, and was opened in 2021. Kate remarked on how the centre is a lifeline to families in need of practical and emotional support and said, "It's so important to have spaces like this. I need to come here and pick up some stress management tips." Kate told organisers who wrote to her asking if she would like to visit, "I keep driving past saying I need to see what's going on in there." Kieran Rudolph, who was at the centre with her 3-month, said, "It's one for the memory books. She made a point to speak to every single one of us, which was amazing. We were nervous, but she's a mum as well, so that helps. It's so important to know where to massage our babies. I told Kate my little one is really active, so it's invaluable to know where to squeeze her legs." Kate actually managed to get a smile out of her too, as she can be windy. Kate thanked the workers for doing an amazing job and added, "To see this kind of service on our doorstep is so important. We need families up and down the country to have this opportunity and to connect with one another." Spotify announced it would shed 200 jobs from its podcasting division, and the Hindustan Times laid the blame at Meghan. They write, Spotify may slash 200 more jobs after Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's famous audio deal could not rake in the amount of money that was expected. It was reported that the company paid Markle more than $18 million for her Archetypes podcast. The Swedish streaming giant now has to part ways with multiple staffers. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalacintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, YouTube Music, or your app of choice. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.